Hey everyone, welcome. Without knowing history, you cannot create history. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible stories in human history, the journey of agriculture. It's a story of resilience, innovation, and transformation. From humble beginnings thousands of years ago, when the first seeds were planted, to the game-changing technologies that feed billions today, agriculture has always been about pushing boundaries, overcoming challenges, and building a better future. So if you're ready to be inspired by how far we've come and how much is possible, stick with us. Let's explore the power of agriculture together. "60,000 years ago, the world looked vastly different from today. Humans were one with nature, living by its rules, finding sustenance in what the land provided. The idea of civilization as we know it today didn't exist. Early humans relied solely on the environment around them to survive, with every day presenting new challenges. The journey began with the earliest Homo sapiens, modern humans, emerging around 200,000 years ago in Africa. They had no concept of farming, no knowledge of preserving food. Instead, they wandered vast landscapes as hunter-gatherers, relying on wild fruits, roots, and whatever could be found. Trees, plants, and raw nature were their grocery stores. Life was all about survival, and survival meant making the most of limited resources. Early on, they began crafting basic tools, learning to use stones for hunting. About 50,000 years ago, they began sharpening stones to create tips for spears, empowering them to hunt larger animals with precision. These tools became extensions of themselves, allowing them to challenge their environment. Then, around 15,000 years ago, something remarkable happened. Humans domesticated their first companion, the dog. It was not just a loyal friend, but an aid in hunting and a guard at night. With dogs by their side, humans gained an invaluable ally and an extra layer of protection. One of the most revolutionary changes in human history, the Neolithic Revolution, began around 12,000 years ago. Over time, people realized the benefits of growing their own food, marking the beginning of agriculture. The first crops, such as wheat and barley, transformed the way people lived. This shift was monumental. They could now settle in one place and rely on the land for sustenance, rather than endlessly roaming for food. The domestication of animals soon followed. By around 7000 BC, humans had learned to tame animals like goats, sheep, cattle, and pigs. Each species brought something unique: milk, meat, wool, and companionship. As a result, humans could store food, build communities, and for the first time, imagine a future with some degree of stability. With stable food sources and animal companionship, early humans began constructing more permanent shelters. Using sticks, mud, and leaves, they crafted the first makeshift homes, creating safe spaces for their families and beginning the concept of a home. This era also marked the birth of primitive art. Cave paintings were created, illustrating daily life, hunts, and the animals they revered. These images show us that humans were beginning to think beyond survival. They were starting to reflect on their experiences, tell stories, and perhaps even celebrate the mysteries of life itself. From hunters to gatherers, from nomads to settlers, humanity was steadily laying the foundation for what would become civilization. This timeline, from the first sharpened stones, to the domestication of the dog, to the first crops, and finally, to art and shelter, is the story of humanity's earliest steps into the world of culture and society. The journey had begun. We've reached the end of the first episode, but with the dawn of farming and the first domesticated animals, new challenges and marvels await. How did these ancient breakthroughs lay the foundations of civilization? Stay tuned for the next episode to find out.